Hi all, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you might have used ChatGPT, which is the recent buzz, which has created recent buzz among even everyday common man's life, and if you would want to have that hosted on your local machine, we have a library available called open-webui, which you can install and get it running in like just two Docker commands. So there are prerequisites before we even install those. One of the prerequisites is having Docker desktop on your machine, which is available on Mac OS and on Windows, and like on Linux I think there's just Docker available. So you would have to install that before you even begin with following these instructions. And you would also need like 8 GB of RAM to run minimum of 7B models. 7B is basically, B stands for billion, 7 billion size of model. So like that is the smallest when it comes to large language models. Like some of the examples are Mistral 7B and Llama 7B. So we can see, I'll go through the available models in the ollama. So as I was saying, like there are two Docker commands which we'll use. So one of the Docker commands is using this. We are pulling the image and running the container of ollama. Ollama is also an open source library which help us pulling other models available to the users. And then we'll run this command to get open-webui up and running on the host, local host on the port 3000. So let's see how it goes. So all I have to do is like copy these commands and open a terminal and paste it here, and it will try to pull that image. And once it's able to pull the image, it will create a volume, and then it uses the port 11434, and we are giving the name of this particular container, and this is just the name of the image. So that is completed. Even if you don't know the basics of Docker, like this process would not need you to be an expert at Docker. All you have to do is like copy these commands and paste it in your terminal, and it will pull the images and create containers for you. I'll create separate videos to go through how, like, some basics of containers and Dockerization and Kubernetes and other stuff. For now, like, let's focus on getting this open-webui up and running on your local machine. It might take like a couple of minutes to download all the layers and get that up running. Meanwhile, I'll go through the GitHub repositories. So this is ollama. Like the first Docker command which we use, it will pull this library, and it will try to act as like a backend system for our open-webui. So these are the models which are available today on ollama. So llama 2 7 billion and its required sizes. So just to start with, I would suggest to pick up the smallest model like Phi 2 or Mistral to play around and test on your machine. So these are the available models. And when it comes to open-webui, like this is the repository for open-webui. They have amazing documentation and all the features are mentioned here. So as we can see on the right hand side, our pull is complete. Now all we have to do is like we have to go to localhost 3000, and if you are a new user, you will have to sign up and add your email ID or some password. Once you have that, like you can sign in. So once you have signed in, on the left hand side you can see various the navigation bar, and this will be your username. So my username, I kept it as my channel name, the Daily Dose. So you can click on your channel name, and on the settings you have some other options. So one of the option which we are interested in, just to start with, is models. And in the models, as you can see, we can enter the model tag. So you can select like the model name and the size of the model. So for the example it shows is, it's called Mistral 7B. So let's try that, Mistral 7B. So you can see that there is a colon in between Mistral and 7B. So all you have to do is like type that and download it. So there will be a progress bar. Like it took roughly around 10 I think 3 to 4 minutes for me to complete, and once it is 100%, it will give you a notification that the model has downloaded. So just to save the time, I have already completed this installation download. And once we have that 100% complete, we can close this particular dialog box, and we can go to new chart. And in this you can see like there is an option called select a model. So whatever model we have downloaded, like this Mistral 7B, like will be available here. So select that model, and once that model is selected, you will have your local interface to interact with large language models. So let's see how it performs. So we are using Mistral 7B. As you can see, like it's pretty smooth, like in terms of running, because I'm running on like a Mac machine, and like I have the minimum required RAM and all that to run it. So you can ask any questions, you can create like special prompts for your machine, and if you would like to import some prompts or export some prompts, the options are available. So ollama, there is something called as ollama hub, which has some prompts, like it's like a prompt library. So it's like a prompt library which has like predefined prompts. You can copy or you can import them in your local open-webui, and those prompts can be used as your like agent, or basically an LLM bot for your questions. There are other features in this, like where you can see on the settings, like if you have your own if you have like various options, like where you can change your username, and like as I was saying, like you can manage if you want to delete the model you have downloaded, you can even do that from here. You can manage those you can select that particular model and that will be deleted. Like all you have to do is like click this and it will delete that particular model. Yeah, you can even paste like if you have an OpenAI API and a key, you can add this, and that will basically connect to that particular OpenAI API. And you can select theme. So I like the dark theme. So yeah, you can do that. And apart from that, if you are installing this like for an NGO or some organization, you can use this admin panel where you can manage users based on that. And yeah, you can allow chat deletion. Like basically there are various features on open web UI. So some of the features are like you can integrate with your local RAG integrations. So RAG is basically retrieval augmentation generation. That is basically like it acts like a backend to your LLM models. And there are all these features. I'll add all the URLs in the description. You can go through those and comment in the chat section, or basically reach out to me if you need any help with setting up this open web UI. It is so far so amazing. Like we can test this in just 2 commands of Docker, and you can test your local RAG machines, and you can basically spin up web UI to interact with free large language models. I hope you like my video. Please like, share and subscribe so that I'll create more videos and help everyone. Thank you.